Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just give you a few seconds to drop in and get everyone on board. Welcome to the Smart WFM Australian Business Book Awards for 2023. Please do us a little bit of a favour if you can. If you could just drop a little g'day in the chat box. Tell us who you are, where you are, and who you've got your money on tonight. If you've got any side bets that we need to be aware of, please make sure that you put them in the chat box and give us the name of your bookie as well.
Yeah, I hear there's quite the book running tonight, Andrew.
There's quite the book is running. It's always the big one, right? The book of the year that we're there. But of course, we've got a fair way to go before we do that. So we've got quite a few. We've got Mr. Hetherington, I think it is. G'day, Jeff. Gigi and Bloom from up the road from you, Michael. Tess, g'day, Jason, Annalie Blundell, that's your support team there. Coral Wilkinson in Cairns, good on you. Georgie Smith, author of Formula for Impact, good on you, Georgie. David Whitbread from Canberra, Donna McGeorge coming to you from Queensland. Tech category, your book, ChatGPT Revolution, great book as well, Donna, I might add. I read that before.
Lisa.
Yeah. Anna Featherstone, good on you, Anna. Cassie Goodman. Leah, oh my God, everyone's here. Look at that. What a great crowd. Natalie Bramble, thank you. Kath Walters, Richard Turner here. Wow. Okay, one of the supporters of The Essential Entrepreneur. Kerry Howard's in San Diego. Okay, all right. I'm not going to go through all of them, mate. We got way too many people. I love all this. And Anna from out the back. Good on you, Anna. It's good to know you're out the back. It's that calming hand.
He's keeping an eye on us.
Yeah, keeping an eye on us, which is very necessary. All right, folks, just before we get started, my name's Andrew Griffiths, and of course, my co-host here, Mr. Michael Hanrahan. How you doing, Michael?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Andrew. Good to be here again. G'day, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
We're like old hands at doing this. Just before we do, and we are both co-founders of the Australian Business Book Awards. We've been with them from the beginning, and it's a bit hard to believe that it's the 5th year. But before we do that, I'd just like to do an acknowledgement of country as well. In the spirit of reconciliation, the founders of the Australian Business Book Awards acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia, their connections to land, sea, and community. We pay our deepest respect to their elders, past and present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. And thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. It's great to see some of the authors that are tuning in, as well as their support teams. And look, you know, Michael, we've got to say the hardest part always here is not everyone can win. You know, and it's like we don't want anyone going, oh my God, I didn't win, my book is terrible. That's not how it works, right?
Yeah, the standard's been standard goes up every year, and this year was the toughest yet by a long way.
Amazing standard of books this year, and it's a big process. It's just, you know, the old thing, we want everyone to win, and so, you know, going forward we might have to have 150 categories, you know, or something like that. But for now, just it was big. So tonight, the way it's going to work is we're going to tell you a little bit more about the awards. We like to do that every year, let you know a little bit about some of our philanthropic endeavours, hear from our amazing sponsor, Jared McGrath. We're going to do that. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we go, but please do us a favor and just keep us going with some in the chat box. Any thoughts as you're going along, any, you know, celebrations, we really kind of welcome in there. We'll keep an eye on the chat box as we're going. But it's pretty informal. We'll be finished by about 8 o'clock, as always. And that's a bit of the plan, I think. You know, for us, we do like to do a little bit of the prelim stuff. So we're going to talk a little bit about that before we actually dive into the categories, and of course, leading to the cover of the year and the actual book of the year for 2023 as well. And I love that everyone now is just having their own kind of chat in the chat box, which is everyone's just reconnecting, which is exactly what it's about.
They're ignoring us already.
I know. It didn't take long, and it's probably well deserved, I would imagine. So this is our 5th Australian Business Book Awards ceremony. So it's obviously the 5th of the awards, which is I guess a milestone. When you start these things, you never really know for how long they're going to run for, or if there's interest. And we've really committed to just trying to get it better every year, in whatever better looks like, either more robust judging, a little bit broader in terms of that, moving the categories around, making sure that we're all inclusive as much as we can. And there, I mean, what are your thoughts on how the awards have evolved over the last 5 years, mate?
Yeah, well, from starting off with an initial idea that we weren't even sure if we could pull it off to be where we are now is very exciting. None of it would have happened without all the people who are here to help us out. So the judges, obviously the sponsors, all the wonderful authors who enter their books, the support from everybody involved has just been amazing from day one.
And it is a huge task to put this together. Like it is amazing, the behind the scenes, the rest of it. And we'll share a little bit about that again as we go, because again, it does need to be acknowledged that it's a pretty wild, it's a big process. This is not a business initiative. We're not making money out of this. This is 100% voluntary. And there's a lot of awards out there now that are money-making ventures, which is a bit of my soapbox. Where's my soapbox? I need my soapbox. But we're really proud of the fact that this is a love job. Anna, at times, may not be as happy about the fact that it's a slave labor kind of campaign, the awards, but she never complains. Anna's the brains behind the operation, as we all kind of know. If you want to check out the 2023 entries, it's something very cool to see all of the entries. You might not have actually seen that page. We've got a QR code there, which you can just kind of, grab that on your phone or your tablet, whatever you prefer, and it will take you to that page, which has all of the covers on there. And it's just something very, very cool to actually see all of those, 120 or whatever it is, covers all up there in one hit. And one of the biggest things that we've really noticed is really the caliber of books has dramatically increased, over that 5-year period. And we think that that's partially due to, or I think, I won't talk for you, Michael, but there's definitely an upskilling and a growth in the publishing industry in Australia. And that's self-publishing, traditional publishing, hybrid publishing, whatever it might be. We're just seeing a higher caliber of books, I think, getting created. What's your take on that, Michael?
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree 100%. The other thing that's happened as we've gone on is the range of where the books are coming from has grown a lot. So the first awards was, a lot of it was, more kind of authors that we knew and people from within our circles, obviously, because that's how you get things off the ground. But now we've got, we have some of the major publishers contacting us in January each year now, asking about the awards and saying, when does it start? We've got, we had a box of books that arrived from some of the major publishers, like they just sent all their authors' books in. So it's the standard's gone up and the interest has gone up a lot since we started.
And so I think we're was it 10 traditional publishers have submitted this year, or 7 or 8? I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah, no, it'd certainly be close to that. I'm not exactly sure, but pretty much all of the majors these days have some sort of entries, and all of the kind of fantastic mid-level publishers as well. A lot of those, mid-size have been getting books in as well. So the range has really, really grown.
And that's really nice for us too, because I mean, that shows that the credibility that the awards are having is really significant. And that's what we really wanted, not to, I don't know, we just wanted this to be something that's significant and lasts. You can go back on our website and actually see all 5 years worth of entries. We've got a page there in the gallery. If you go to gallery there, I think it is, we literally have every year with all of the entries. And you'll see how they've evolved over that time. Not saying that they weren't fantastic books in year one. There definitely were. But we just have noticed, again, that caliber increasing. It's really interesting from that perspective. I think, again, our categories this year, I think our categories are the same as last year. I don't think we made any dramatic changes, did we, Michael?
We didn't. We review them at the end of every year, and we did still review them at the end of last year. But we decided there was no real reason to make any major changes this year.
Yeah. So 12 categories. There's the The first 10 are entrepreneurship, small business. Number 2, social responsibility. 3, personal development. 4, communication and sales. 5, personal finance and investment. 6, management and HR. Number 7, leadership, the big one, of course. There's so many books on leadership. Number 8, technology. Number 9, health and well-being. And then number 10, general business. But we've also have the best cover design and, of course, the book of the year. So 12 categories in total. Now, the awards wouldn't be possible without our generous and incredibly supportive sponsors. Our naming rights sponsor for, I think it must be like the 4th year in a row. God, that's terrible. I should know that, Jared. I'm so sorry. But it just feels like Jared and Michelle McGrath from Smart WFM have been a part of the awards. It feels like forever. And the awards certainly would not be where they are without the support of Jared and Michelle. And it's really important for us to acknowledge that. It does take a lot of dough, but we also want to make sure that we're able to run the awards. We want to make sure that we've got some to give to our not-for-profit partner. I just can never acknowledge Jared and Michelle enough, from their generosity of spirit. And it's not just writing a check. They are big believers in this. And they're both authors themselves. They're both business book authors, non-fiction authors, is probably a better description as well. So Jared's very kindly given us a few words as well. So let's hear from Jared McGrath.
Welcome to the 2023 Australian Business Book Awards. I am Jared McGrath, founder and CEO of Smart WFM and proud premier partner of the awards. I'm a 2-time business book author myself, and I know just how hard it is to get the knowledge and the passions out of your brain and get them onto paper. In my mind tonight, you're all winners for having done that. I particularly enjoy sponsoring the awards for 2 reasons. One is because it's a not-for-profit and any profit goes to the Indigenous Literacy Foundation. And 2, your knowledge actually goes towards driving Australia's economy forward because you're all writing about business topics that you are passionate about. Thank you for your support, and onward with the evening.
Good on you. Thank you, Jared. And of course, Jared published as Jared's 2nd-time author. So his 2nd book came out during the judging period. And one of the downsides of being the naming rights sponsor is he can't enter his book. But an amazing book. I worked very closely with Jared, and as did Michael on The Modern CEO, and it was a huge effort and an amazing book. And of course, Michelle, Jared's lovely wife, she also in that period launched her book called Yalamundi, which is to be one of the most influential books that I think I've ever read. I had the great pleasure of emceeing the launch of this book in Sydney, and it was truly extraordinary. It was around Indigenous stories, voices and faces of First Nations people in Sydney, which is what the tag is, but it's like 30 amazing stories. And I think I learned more about Indigenous Australia from that night than I've learned in 56 years of being an Australian, and it is phenomenal. And an amazing book. And again, Michael, you were involved in both of those. So congrats to you as well, mate.
Thanks. Yeah, 2 stunning books.
2 stunning books. A big thank you again to Letitia Moran Creative. The lovely Letitia is our graphic designer. She's amazingly supportive. We drive her crazy. That's our job, or it's really my job. I can't really categorize and put Michael and Anna or Lolita in here. But she is very supportive. Our rebrand, which was launched last year, has been so well accepted. So a big giant thank you to you, Letitia, as well, for really ramping up the look and feel and our overall brand for the Abbas, which, it is just fabulous. So the Abbas, as we said every year, are not for profit. Everyone involved volunteers their time and their expertise. So that's such a critical message for us. The judges, okay, we might buy them lunch. I think they get a moldy old wrap, and a bit of tap water when they're doing the judging for the judging day. But, realistically, it's everyone gives their time, which is still blows me away how generous people are when it comes to that. And again, your organization, Michael, Publish Central, you guys put a lot of time and energy into managing this, and that needs to be said too, that, without you guys, you and Anna kind of doing that behind the scenes, it just, it wouldn't happen. And so thank you. And of course, Lolita, my other lovely half, is involved in the website side of things and making helping us with digital in all ways, and just helping us to make sure that we're maintaining that really strong visual standard of everything, and then other people along the way. Obviously, we're big supporters of the Indigenous Literacy Foundation. It is such a logical fit for us, and we have been since day one. Any excess funds are donated to the Indigenous Literacy Foundation. And I just want to show you a short video which really describes why we support them. And it was a bit of a no-brainer, Michael. I think, from day one, it was like the obvious not-for-profit was Indigenous Literacy Foundation, right?
It was a very short discussion to decide where the money should go, yes.
Yeah, and at the time, we kind of figured that, it'd probably be like $1.50. And Indigenous Literacy Foundation are probably not going to do much with our donation. But anyway, they were very kind in acknowledging us. So enjoy this short video, folks.
Teeny weeny Kikini was a sad bird with a yellow cross. That's what is it? No, wait, Irkapai, you're not eating meat today. Yellow, what do you see? I see my yellow.
It's a real sense of joy and excitement when kids see their language represented in a book, and it's the books that they want to read. We are producing books created by Indigenous people from the remotest parts of our country, and kids are seeing themselves reflected in these books. They want to pick them up and share with their families.
The language is how we pass on culture, traditions, and share our identity with the world. It's an essence of who we are.
12 children was involved in watching It came out from themselves. They started to grow up with different animals and put the name of the animals all in Kiwi.
I speak 3. Jida, Aurora, Mary.
Here at Pidgidanga, we're making books in language, and there's 5 languages plus English plus Aboriginal English.
The impact comes from the community in that it's community-led. So we are empowering people to tell their own stories.
Elders in the community and all the different people come together to make these books. It's a collective process.
I'm feeling proud today, sending all the books that we give out to mums and carers to take back to their home and read with their kids. Some of them just took more than 2.
We've been able to gift out books to 280 remote communities nationally, responding to the diversity of needs in each community.
Changes I've seen in the children since our relationship with the ILF is a love of reading a lot more often, and they're recognising the value of learning to read and how that can create opportunities for their future.
They're getting up early and excited to go to school, and it's good. They can teach others. To the parents, I suggest that you read your kid in both languages. So we want to lose our identity and what ancestor taught us.
It's important to keep our culture strong and to pass it on to the next generation. My child is the voice of this future.
My child is the voice of the future. Kakajui Wata, Yaramini, in the future.
That's such a beautiful video, and you know that says it all, right? That says it all. Oh, okay. So this year, with the help and support of everyone involved, we're proud to be donating $15,000 to the Indigenous Literacy Foundation. Now, every entry, right, contributes. Our wonderful Smart WFM sponsor, just, you know, everything goes towards this. Think what $15,000 can do. We pulled out the giant check. The giant check only rears its ugly head once a year, again, much to Anna's delight. And poor Michael has to stand there looking awkward with a giant check. But 15 grand. But what it really does mean is since we started doing this, we've been able to donate over $60,000 to the Indigenous Literacy Foundation since beginning. And, you know, that's something that I'm so enormously proud of when I see that video. And I know what 60 grand does, you know, in that community, in those communities, in the, you know, creating books in language. It's just amazing. And again, thank you to everyone. Michael, did you want to say anything in there, mate?
No, just again, agree with you 100%, Andrew. We wouldn't have dreamed when we started that we'd be at 60 grand after 5 years. It's just incredible.
And we were just chatting before we logged on, saying, you know, that now 100 grand is within our sights. And imagine that. Imagine when we get to $100,000 that we've been able to give to the ILF. You know, a gift to the ILF to do amazing things. And I'm just going to say, look, you know, support the ILF however you can. You know, look for other ways. The money is used frugally and wisely and very, you know, productively at a grassroots level, and just the most extraordinary scenario there. The second big check came out, you know, that's it, just to do our tally there. Michael looks happier there. 60 grand, you're happier with that
check. Yeah.
Bigger check. Yeah, it's heavier check, I'm sure, but very, very cool. So thank you for letting us play that, folks, and for your lovely comments there as well. It certainly sent a shiver down my spine, and it's a beautiful thing. Our judges, let's talk a little bit about the judging side of things there. And you know, of course, the judging process. I'm going to hand over to Michael to talk through that a little bit there, because you really drive I think the integrity of the judging process, Michael. So perhaps you can share a little bit more about that process.
Yeah, of course. So this has been very, very important to us from day one. This is one of our priorities of having a high integrity judging process. And for me personally, I don't know for you, Andrew, as well, part of that is that the whole thing is a not-for-profit. I personally don't see how any judging awards program that's run for profit can say that they've got an independent judging process. But what we've done is, so as you've mentioned a few times, everybody is a volunteer / slave. There's nobody gets paid anywhere along the line. The judges are, most of us are heavily involved in the Australian publishing industry. So we've actually worked on some of the books that get entered. So obviously that's something we'll talk about in a minute, but that's a process that we have to avoid where, you know, people aren't judging books that they've been involved with producing. But the basics of the process are every book gets judged by 3 different judges. So when we started off, it was 2. Now we've got 3. So we're lucky enough to have been able to build our panel of judges. And they're given a set of criteria. So we've got a spreadsheet that's got about 12 criteria in it. And there's an explanation for each one. And we've had webinars, and we give the judges videos and instructions on how to assess the books. And each judge is given 4 or 5 books, most of the judges, and they have about 8 weeks to read them. So for most judges, it's about a book a week. And then they've got to go through and rank all of the books according to the criteria. And that gives us a score at the end. And then obviously we've got 3, like I said, 3 judges for each book. So we total up the scores. And then obviously the highest scores in each category are the category winners.
Sweet. And we introduced a judging panel initially, which maybe just mention a little bit about how that works, mate.
Yeah, of course. So this was something that we introduced last year, was the first year we did this. So what this is, to avoid it being just Andrew and I making decisions over a coffee, we thought we got to the point where we were getting bigger and we wanted everything to be more robust and more serious. And like Andrew said, taking everything to the next level. We wanted a bit of almost kind of a subcommittee within the, God, how dorky does that sound? A bit of a panel within the panel to, so we've got 9 judges who help us make all of the larger decisions. So, so things like, so there we are. I think there's only 8 there. I think one person couldn't make that day, but yeah, there's the wonderful judging panel. Thankfully, I've had a haircut since then. But yeah, so we make decisions like we talked about reviewing the categories. So that's what the panel does. We talk about, you know, making decisions on how many judges how many judges score each book, how many books go through the shortlisting process, all those sorts of things, again, to make it more robust. So again, it's not just you and me over coffee, Andrew. So it's much more input from a lot more people making these decisions.
And it was great this year. We actually, Jared McGrath came and spent some time with us to see the process that we were following for the shortlisting of books as well. And it's, you know, really it's a room full of book nerds. So, you know, for us, this is the greatest day of the year. You know, basically when you've got the likes of Bushy Martin, you know, Leslie from Major Street and Anna Featherstone and Kelly and you know, just a, you know, Anne and just a great group in Kath Walters, you know, to be able to kind of do what we need to do. It's it really is way too much fun in some respects. But it's a big day and everyone takes it really very, very seriously. You know, like there's a lot that we got to do and there's a lot of work in there. Once again, this is where Michael officially drives Anna crazy. Sometimes
that was at about 9:05. Yeah.
Yeah, that was 9:05 in the morning. It wasn't going well. The concept again about how we handle conflicts of interest, because as Michael said, this is really important. Because obviously, you know, I'm a book writing coach. Michael's a publishing company. I mean, we've got to have overlaps. You can't have our writers can't be excluded from entering. So do you want to just talk a little bit about that process, Michael?
Yeah, so like I said, this is something we knew was going to be an issue from day one, because to get the best people to judge these books is the best editors, the best typesetters, the best designers, the best publishers, all of that in the industry. Obviously, they're going to have worked on some of the books that are entered. So what we do when an author submits their book, there's a form that they have to fill out. And part of that is that they have to list who their editor was, who their designer was, basically everybody who was involved with the production of their book. And so then when we're sending books out to the judges, we make sure that anyone involved with each particular book obviously doesn't receive that book for judging. So that's the first step. The second step is the judges are obviously all aware of that, and they have instructions to let us know if there is any kind of conflict at all. So it could possibly be they weren't involved with that particular book, but they worked with the author 3 years ago on another book or something like that, so they don't feel comfortable judging that book. So we instruct the judges to very much err on the side of caution. If they've got any concerns at all about judging a particular book, they contact us, we discuss it. And if we think that it's not appropriate for them to judge that book, we swap it over, we send them another book, and we send that first book to a different judge. We've only had to do that about 4 or 5 times over the whole 5 years. It hasn't happened very often, but it has happened a few times.
Yeah. So it's always kind of nice when you see, and we've got, you know, clients of ours whose books are in the finals, and knowing that we've had nothing to do with the judging, but to see that they've made it's a very nice kind of feeling as well. And also you share a bit of the disappointment for those that haven't, you know, which is a bit of a double-edged sword. The logistics of judging the awards ramps up. It's huge. Sending out like 500 books to judges, you know, all over the place. We have to get Archie involved to make sure that the process is robust. And he's there to bite anyone if anyone tries to tamper with the books. I think the Trump organization probably needs an Archie supervising at some stage. And of course, we just want to for 1 second, just really acknowledge all of our judges for being so extraordinary. There just wouldn't be an awards without you. You know, an amazing group of people generous, kind, they care, they take the awards incredibly seriously. It is a big task, and yet, we seem to have no problem, finding judges who want to be involved, and just amazing. So, and they're all on the Abba site if you want to kind of go to the site and see who the judges are. So, and find out a little bit more about them. So just wonderful. All right. I kind of get the feeling that everyone's probably had enough of hearing about us waffle on about the awards. And apart from the $60,000 ILF, contribution so far and all the rest of it in that video, which was awesome, I think it's time that we get down and we start talking a bit about the winners. What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, sounds like a great idea. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, I know. Good point. Yeah, good point. All right, folks. So the way we're going to do this is each category, we're going to announce the 3 finalists for the category. We're going to have a bit of a chat about the category first, and then we'll do the 3 finalists, and then we're going to announce the winner. So let's get started. Our first category, entrepreneurship and small business. How was that this year, Michael?
So we had 11 books in that category this year. So it's one of the slightly smaller ones, but it's always a very exciting category and lots of really interesting books. Obviously, most of the judges are also small business owners and entrepreneurs, so there's always a lot of interest in this category. So some of the topics that were covered in the books in this category were how to buy and build a business, how to sell a business, how to manage your money, and other general business topics such as marketing and management and that sort of thing.
Yeah, great. So our 3 finalists for this particular category, entrepreneurship and small business. Number 1, Buy, Grow and Exit by Joanna Oakey. Congratulations, Joanna. The 7% Club by Jenny Stilwell. Great book. And how to be one of the 7% of businesses that make it beyond $2 million in turnover. And then 6 Figures in School Hours. How to run a successful business and still be a good parent by Kate Toon. Good on you, Kate Toon. The winner of this category is
Buy, Grow, Exit by Joanna Oakey.
Good on you, Joanna.
Hey, well done, Joanna.
Great. And a giant congrats to you. Let us know if you're on there. Drop something in the chat box, Joanna. A fantastic book. 3 fantastic books. I might add as well. So good on you. Category number 2, social responsibility. A big category. What do we want to know about social responsibility, Michael?
Yeah, so this is an interesting category that we added a couple of years ago. We found that we were getting a lot of books in this area that kind of didn't quite fit anywhere else, so it warranted its own category. So it's always been smaller, but very important and had some wonderful books. So there was 6 books in this category this year. There was a book about transitioning the fashion industry to using natural fibers, books about social equality, and a fabulous book about the social aspects of AI, which is obviously a huge topic at the moment.
So our 3 finalists, I'll let you read these ones out, Michael.
Yeah, so we've got From Bias to Equality by Sandra D'Souza. Tracy Spicer, Man-Made, which is the book I was just referring to. And Sundressed by Lucienne Tonti. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct.
I know. We haven't kind of compared notes on the names of some of the people. The winner of the social responsibility category is the lovely Tracy Spicer. Congratulations, Man-Made. And I didn't judge this one, but by all intents and purposes, fabulous book.
Yeah, I actually did judge this one. It's fabulous. Well done, Tracy.
Yeah, good on you. Tracy's on the call. Lovely to have you on the call, Tracy. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. You've written an amazing book, and congratulations to you. So that's fabulous. Category number 3, personal development. Now, this is a biggie, I think, from memory.
Yep, so this is always a big one. So there were 38 books in this category last year, and there were 50 books this year. So it's always one of the bigger ones. And last year's winner, Money with Jess, also came from this category. So it's always been a big, interesting category. So some of the subjects that were covered this year were mental health, gender issues, work-life balance, like you like to say, Andrew, work of fiction, habits, lots of books about time management. So we obviously all need a lot of help in that area. Career development and leadership. So a very, very wide range of topics in this area.
Yeah, wild. We've got our three finalists for this, and again, this is a tough one to judge this one. Our first finalist is Time Magic by Melissa Abrasini and Nick Broadhurst. Reclaim Your Time, Reclaim Your Life. Number 2 was Time Wise. Powerful Habits, More Time, Greater Joy. Who doesn't want all of that? By Amantha Imber. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct there, Amantha. And the third one is by Luke Mahers, which is Curious Habits, Why We Do What We Do and How to Change. And 3 fabulous books. And again, so many fabulous books in this category. It's almost, I'm not quite sure how we got to 3. And the winner, Michael, I'm going to hand over to you.
Yep, the winner of the personal development category is Time Magic. Congratulations to Melissa and Nick. This is not one where you've really got to look at the cover and not the photo, because you can see the fabulous gold there.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
Yeah, fabulous looking book.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of judging that one as well. Fabulous book. So congratulations there, folks. Category number 4, communication and sales. Now, tell us a bit about this category, Michael.
Yeah, so this is a very niche category. There's a lot of kind of very specific books. We had 13 books entered in this category this year. There was a book on how to prepare winning presentations, a book about improving listening skills, how to change your behavior, and lots of general books about sort of sales and branding and marketing. So some very niche books in this one.
I believe that Anna put that one about how to improve listening skills on your pillow, Michael.
I did find, I've actually found quite a few books on my pillow lately. So yeah, I don't know, just trying to tell me something.
We're like corny TV show hosts, aren't we, really? You know, corny one-liners. Communication and sales, the finalists. I'll let you read these ones out, mate.
So we've got Brand Principles by Kevin Finn.
Very comprehensive book.
Yeah, I actually judged this one. This is a great book, The Dumbest Guy at the Table by David Sheen. And How to Listen by Oscar Trimboli. So 3 very interesting books.
Yeah, great. Beautiful books. And the winner of the communication and sales category is The Dumbest Guy at the Table, David Sheen. Congratulations. Don't be fooled by the title of this book. Definitely a great book if you haven't read it. Very, very impressive. Congratulations.
Well done,
Good on you, David. Next one, personal investment and finance. This one's always a little bit of a surprise. I mean, you know, like it's a big category. There's a lot of books being written about investing in finance, and I think it was the same for us this year, right?
Yes, this is about a medium-sized category. We had about 18 books this year. And so we had books about fairly obvious topics in this category: money management, getting your money mindset right. There was a book about different asset classes, tax management, and the one that we'd all love to read, replacing your work income with an investment income.
I love it. So the finalist, personal finance and investment, over to you.
Yep. So Money Queens, Rule Your Money by Michelle Bowles.
Beautiful.
Investing with She's on the Money by Victoria Devine. And Barefoot Kids by Scott Pape. So again, 3 fabulous books.
Yeah, tough call.
Yes.
And the winner, personal finance and investment, is Money Queens, Rule Your Money. Congratulations, Michelle. That's you're up against some pretty major competition there. Beautiful book, very accessible, very playful, beautifully published.
Beautifully produced book.
Yeah, great.
By Affirm Press. Well done, Affirm.
And isn't that interesting too? It's certainly something that we've noticed is that the finish of books is just going through the roof. The quality of covers and, more color books and more, better investment of that, which is so important. It's a big part of the book, how it's presented. So, job amazingly well done. Congratulations. Excuse me. Category number 6, management and HR. Okay, so tell us about management and HR, Michael.
Yes, so there were 19 entries in this category. That was up from 16 last year, so a growing category. Topics, again, kind of as you'd expect, performance management, employee engagement and motivation, recruitment, leadership development, and change management. So again, people are going to get sick of us saying it was a tough category, but again, it was a tough category.
They're all tough categories.
They're all tough, yeah.
And again, if you weren't a finalist and you entered in that, please understand, and no one's saying it's a bad book or it's just, the judging takes in so much and it's so highly competitive, in there. So anyway, finalists, management, and HR. I think it's over to me, or is it your turn?
I think it's my turn. Yep.
Good. You can pronounce them and get any strange names mixed up. I love it.
So we've got The Upstander Leader by Jessica Hickman. How to Heal a Workplace by Kerry Howard. And Leading the Customer-Led Revolution by Sue-Ann and Peter.
The winner, the management and HR category for 2023 is Leading the Customer-Led Revolution by Sue-Ann Carr and Peter Turner. Congratulations, you revolutionists, Again, a fabulous book. Michael and I couldn't judge this. We both involved in the production of it, but it was, just an extraordinary book. Job really, really well done.
Another book where the photograph doesn't do it justice. So that's a matte cover with embossing. Looks fabulous.
Yeah, really, really nice finish around there. So, congratulations, guys. Job well done.
Well done, Sue-Ann and Peter. Congrats.
Category number 7, leadership. The one that we talk about now. This was a popular category, right?
This has always been huge. This had 35 entries. It's been around about that many entries for 5 years. Always popular. Probably a sad indictment of the world that we're all writing so many leadership books.
We definitely need. We need. I always say we need more leadership books, like we need a whole head. But we're getting great leadership books, and that's what the difference is.
Absolutely.
And we need better leaders. Is probably the other part, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. So this covered topics such as working in teams, ambition, company culture, ethical leadership, cultural diversity, mindset, your work mindset, and finding meaning in your work, which is a very big topic these days.
Beautiful. So,
your turn.
Finalists again. Now, sorry, I've had to press buttons and talk at the same time, Michael. It's not my strong point. Peter and Sue-Ann, you're finalists in this section as well on leadership, which is a great achievement to be a finalist in 2 categories. So that's Leading the Customer-Led Revolution. Head and Heart, The Art of Modern Leadership by Kirsten Ferguson. Fabulous book as well. And of course, we've got Leadership Hacks. Who Doesn't Need Leadership Hacks by Scott Stein. Clever shortcuts to boost your impact and your results. Now, of course, this highly contested category, the winner is...
Sue-Ann and Peter again. Congratulations.
Amazing job, guys. To take out 2 categories is pretty extraordinary. And again, 2 different sets of judges doing 2 different things. So that's a real take on the quality of your book. So big congratulations, Sue-Ann, and a big congratulations to you, Peter, as well. Double gold. Someone has said double. Yeah, well done. Huge effort. And there was a lot of work put into that book. It's very well deserving.
Indeed.
Congratulations. Category number 8 is technology, and we're predicting that this one is going to have like 17,000 entries in it next year with the AI revolution that's on the way. So tell us about technology this year, Michael.
Okay, so this category had 8 entries this year, which we were very pleased with. This category nearly got canned last year after only getting a couple of entries, but we decided to continue it. We thought with everything that's going on at the moment, this category would pick up, and I think it has picked up this year, and next year I think it'll be huge. So this has got books on, one really good book on software as a service, a book on managing digital overwhelm, and a book on the ethics of AI. So I judged a few of these ones personally, some fascinating books in this category.
So if we go through now to our finalists for this category, I'll let you read these ones out, Michael.
Yep, so we've got Man-Made by Tracy Spicer. Dear Digital, We Need to Talk by Dr. Christy Goodwin. And Powering Up by Alan Finkel.
Yeah, some amazing books in here. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the winner of the technology category, Dear Digital, We Need to Talk. Dr. Christy Goodwin, congratulations.
Congratulations, Christy.
Fabulous book. And
Great
again,
looking book.
wow, such a tight kind of category, this one as well. Just fabulous effort. A really, really great book. So congratulations to you, Dr. Christie. Well-deserved category win for you there. Category number 9, health and well-being. What's going on in the world of health and well-being, Michael?
I wish I knew. So this category actually went down a little bit from last year. So there were 26 entries last year and 21 this year. So a range of topics again, including aging, meditation, parenting, a couple of parenting books actually, managing digital overwhelm, and mental health in the workplace.
Fabulous. So the first finalist here is Death by Comfort by Paul Taylor. How Modern Life is Killing Us and What We Can Do About It. An excellent book. Number 2 is The Art of Full-Time Living by Natalie Yanchetonsky, Design a Meaningful and Connected Life. And then number 3 is by Mello Kalako. And apologies, Mello, if I haven't pronounced that correctly. Beating Burnout, Finding Balance. Mindful Lessons for a Meaningful Life. A beautiful book, I might add.
I love that cover.
And health and wellbeing winner, Michael?
Death by Comfort by Paul Taylor.
And it's a fabulous book. Difficult category to judge that. All 3 of those books are just fabulous. Congratulations, Paul.
Yeah, well done, Paul.
And it's funny, I read that book long before the Abbas type of thing, and it was a great book when I read it. It's like, wow, it's amazing. It's so nice for us to see books in mainstream areas now at airports and things like that are going through the Abbas. I just love it. Category number 10, general business. So this is a bit of the catch-all. How do we define general business, Michael?
So this is basically for authors who don't fit into any other categories. So the sorts of books we've got in here, there's a fabulous book on grant writing. There's a book on hybrid work. There's a book about writing a business book, and there's a book about job searching. So books that don't always quite fit into any other category often end up here. We also find authors often enter this as a second category. So authors are allowed to enter their books in 2 categories. So they're often very specific with their first category and then enter in the general category, just give them a second entry.
Yeah, and again, even though it can feel like it's a bit of a catch-all, it's still, it is hugely competitive in here, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's an interesting, and we get a really broad kind of range of topics, of course, because it is general. So over to you to read out the finalists.
Yep, so the finalists in general business are The Life List by Kate Christie, How to Listen Again by Oscar Trimboli, and The Millionaire's Factory by Joyce and Chris. So I judged that one a fabulous book with 3 excellent entries.
And the winner of the general business category is the lovely Kate Christie. Congratulations to you, Kate. Fabulous book published by Wiley. Just a fabulous and very successful, I might add, in a short amount of time. So I know that Kate was trying to tune in. She had a commitment tonight, but hopefully she'll get the message that the Life List has won the category of general business. So congratulations. Fabulous.
Well done, Kate.
Hey, now, best cover design. Now, this is always, for us, it's always an interesting one. And it's a little bit of a hard one, right, for some respects as well, because what you're seeing tonight, you see it a digital kind of, flat look at the cover. Michael's going to actually model the covers for us as we go, because the cover is judged on front, back, side, like inside, every part of the cover is taken into consideration. So, it's a really comprehensive kind of process and quite challenging. So we've got 3 finalists this year for best cover design. Now, I think we're back to you, Michael, to talk about these.
Okay. Yep. So the first one is Sundressed by Lucienne Tonti. Again, apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. So actually, I don't have all of them here, Andrew. So we'll just have to go off the screen.
Just imagine what that looks like
Yeah.
in a 3D version. And
Yep.
Lolita has got it. We could phone her in, but you get it's a stunningly beautiful. It's a very appropriate, beautiful illustration. It's a very lovely kind of cover.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book. And the next one is The Art of Full-Time Living by Natalie Yan Chantonsky. Again, a gorgeous cover. This book's full color all the way through, so it looks absolutely beautiful front to back, this book.
And you'll notice that we've also kind of mentioned who the cover design is by, and I probably would just go back there and even say that the cover design of this beautiful book is Akiko Chan. To acknowledge the designers there, and the cover design of The Art of Full-Time Living is Christine Lindberg. Which is they're just nice to acknowledge the designers, I think, as well. And this lovely cover, Michael.
Yes, Speeding Burnout, Finding Balance by Melo Kalako. Personally, I love this one. It's got my vote in the best cover competition. It's a beautiful matte cover, lovely texture. It looks fantastic.
And designed by Wiley, so that would be internal.
Yes, sorry, designed by Wiley.
Yeah, great. So the winner. The best cover design, three, really, really hard to decide these. I know we say it for everything, don't we? But the winner is Sundressed by Lucian Tonti, and again, when you see the book in the flesh, it's very deserving of that kind of award.
Yes.
It feels great, looks great. If you can just open up the inside cover, Michael, I think it's got the beautiful finish on the inside. It's a stunning cover and a terrific title for the cover. I agree, Kath. Sundressed is such a beautiful kind of the whole package of that particular book. So well done.
Yeah, and I'll also just mention with this that the whole theme of the book is natural fibers, and the cover's got a real texture to it. So it's just absolutely fabulously done.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, on to the 2023 Business Book of the Year, the big one. This one, is a culmination. We use a numerical system for all of our judging. So the judges all score, as Michael explained earlier on. So to get into the finalist category means that you scored really highly. And we ultimately, the three highest scoring books, end up as finalists, and the highest scoring out of there really ends up as the book of the year. Is that correct, Michael? Just make sure I'm not.
That's spot on. Yep, nailed it.
Over to you. Our first finalist, mate, is?
Yes, Time Magic by Melissa Ambrosini and Nick Broadhurst.
Beautiful.
And Money Queens, Rule Your Money by Michelle Bowes.
Congratulations, Michelle.
Yes, and Scott Pape again with Barefoot Kids. So congratulations to all three. It's fabulous just to be a finalist for the Book of the Year.
Yeah, amazing, and some heavy hitting books in there, and really interesting, right? Time, money. And I guess Barefoot Kids, is about money as well. But it's kind of nice to have a book for parents with kids. I don't know. It's just a nice kind of take. The winner of the 2023 Smart WFM Australian Business Book Awards, the Book of the Year, stalling it out, building up intrigue and all of that stuff. We keep meaning to get a drum roll, but we keep forgetting, is actually this one, Reclaim Your Time, Reclaim Your Life. The title of it is Time Magic. And a huge congratulations to Melissa Ambrosini and Nick Broadhurst for that amazing feat. It is a incredible, stunning book, and just amazing. So we're going to be in touch with all of the winners of the categories and even the finalists as well. But Nick and Melissa, you guys get the third giant check for the night, which is $2,500. Which you can use to pay for your champagne bill for celebration, or if you're like most authors, you'll probably spend it on books. Okay, so So anyway, that's what you get. Congratulations, look, guys, a giant congratulations to everyone. The finalists. I'm heartbroken for those people that didn't make it as finalists or didn't win a category. For many of you, I know how much effort and work you put into this. Please understand it doesn't reflect on the quality of your book. You're just in a high-level field, and use this as inspiration rather than anything else. Michael, any thoughts that you'd like to add to that?
Just congratulations to everybody who entered. Just entering's an achievement. You and I both know, Andrew, the number of people we all meet who say they're going to write a book one day and never do. It's just, it happens all the time. So, you've just entering a book, you've done really, really well. And a special congratulations, obviously, to Melissa and Nick. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would also say that one thing that I'm really kind of blown away by is the creativity of topics that people are writing a book. We're seeing books on so much diversity of topics and really Australian focus, Australian perspective on ChatGPT, aged care, leadership, entrepreneurship. The Australian theme that we're looking for is just shining through here. And, as Australian authors, we've got something to say at a global level. And I think it's just fabulous that these awards help to do that. I think, and to acknowledge that. Keep writing books, folks. Keep utilizing those books to grow your business. Keep doing all of it. We want to thank our incredible authors, our amazing judges, our generous sponsors, our wonderful team. Again, Anna, Michael, what you guys do, the awards would not happen without you. Lolita, thank you for all that you do. For Letitia with our design. For Archie for being head of security. Lick as well for making sure that Archie does the right thing. Lick's a cat. So just making sure that everyone is thanked. Again, thank you, Jared and Michelle McGrath. Thank you to the Indigenous Literacy Foundation for just doing what it is that you do. Like that video just reminds me of another big reason for doing what we do and why everyone's involved. And we'll see everyone next year, the 2024 Smart WFM Australian Business Book Awards. If you want to be involved next year as a judge, as a sponsor, as an author, as a publisher, whatever it might be, please, reach out. We're always looking for help. If you want to, support, even help us with some admin stuff, even if you want to just come over and play with Archie, by all means, all of those things are kind of accepted. So big thank you from me, Michael.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks to all the judges, authors, everybody who tuned in tonight. It's always a fun night. Thanks everybody.
And we'll be in touch with the winners and the finalists. And that's it, folks. We finished on time, which I'm very impressed with. I never finish on time. And congratulations once again to our beautiful winners. And the winners, thank you, Lolita. We'll publish all of the winners on the website. We've got a page ready to go, so you'll be able to go to the site and see all of the winners. Will be up there, probably in a pop-up window, or you'll find them anyway. But they're all going to be there. So just go and check them all out. It's a very impressive kind of a page there with the winners. So congratulations, everyone, and we'll see you again for the Abbas in 2024. And thanks also for the lovely comments and the feedback and the energy in the chat box. And, it's just really awesome. Like it's a great group. I think you can keep the conversation going after we finish the call if you want to. I think it kind of works that way as well. So job well done, folks. Have a lovely night, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.